What's up, you guys? Welcome back. This is our podcast, episode 5. Don't Get Married with
Your beautiful host.
Cisco and, of course, me, Keena.
Beautiful was supposed to be for you, but I kind of jumped
you're
the gun.
beautiful, baby.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. So we appreciate you guys tuning in to this episode. It's going to be a good one. First of all, we do want to apologize because we have been a little MIA. We probably went like 3 weeks without
It's been chaotic.
filming an episode because it has been chaotic.
Yeah, life has been a roller coaster for sure.
It has been a roller coaster. We had our son's birthday. He just turned 3 years old. So happy birthday to our little kiddo, man.
Happy late birthday.
Happy late
He's
birthday.
in October, baby, so it is now November.
We had a good time, and it was the first time that we did a party for him. So
Yeah.
I finally convinced the wifey. She never believed in parties for little kids.
It's not that I don't believe in them. I don't believe in the party for the adults. That's what I
Right.
didn't believe. The party for the kids is fine. So it was very kid friendly.
It was kid friendly.
Everything he wanted and he loves, he got. So
Yeah,
that's what
it
it
was
was.
fun.
There's really no alcohol like that either.
There was, but I mean, I thought about getting a bartender. She quickly said no to that. And but anyways, it was super fun for him. We had a jumper. We had, obviously. Keena, she's very artistic and creative, like kids tables, a bunch of like kid-friendly thing, and we
Arts and crafts.
we focus on inviting our friends with kids, so we wanted to make sure that there would be other kids at the party. But anyways, life has been chaotic. Besides that, obviously, relationship stuff that we deal and things that happen along the line that we had to kind of pause and reset.
There's been some bumps in our relationship as of recently, so we're trying to deal with that.
Yes.
As every relationship. But
Yes,
just
yes,
know
yes.
that there's bumps in our relationship. I just want to let you know, not everything is as what it seems, okay?
It's not beautiful, but we will say that we are working through, the wrinkles. We are in a good space at the moment. It takes a lot, and I think the only reason why I'm even sharing that as we get into the podcast is because this podcast, we said that we wanted to be transparent. We want to talk about relationships and struggles, mental health, and so on. So that's just a little bit, but maybe that's for another episode where we go in depth.
That would be a great episode topic.
I think it would be a great episode. But this episode,
Today's topic, though, are you excited to share?
I'm so excited to share.
Yes. So,
Yes.
before we get into those details, let's talk about the episode topic.
Let's
so
talk
the
about it.
episode topic is obviously going to be mostly you, and I'm going to be the host.
Okay.
The topic is his movie role. We're going to be announcing the movie that Francisco is going to be starring in at the end of the year, and
Yeah.
it's a Christmas-based movie, so
Correct.
that's why it's towards the end of the year. So we're very excited to announce it and to share all the details.
Yeah. So for those of you guys that don't know, I am coming out in my very first movie at the end of this year, and I'm super excited. I'm getting nervous as it's getting closer. The hard part is done.
Yeah.
The filming of it, obviously, but
Is that the hard part?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely the hardest
The
part.
hard work, but I
The
think the
hard work.
nerve-wracking is probably ones that actually
Well, it's different nerves.
yeah.
It's different nerves because you have the nerves when you're filming the movie, right? Because it's like it was my first time coming out in a movie, and so you have those nerves of hoping you do a good job, right? Because not only the movie's not just me. There's other people, very established actors in this movie. So those are nerves, and then you have obviously the nerves of,
Wait. Before we get into all the juicy details, I
yeah.
want to touch base on your journey going
Yeah.
into this movie, right?
Yeah,
There was some bumps.
some big bumps.
How you get fired on your day off, bro? Tell me how that happened.
So I basically got fired from my job. And I say fired. I mean, as you hear this story, you probably would say, no, you didn't get fired. You chose it. But I felt like I got fired. For those of you guys that don't know, before,
On paper, you technically did get fired.
on paper,
right?
yes, I technically got fired. And if you don't know, I've always had a job, since I started my, content creator career, right? Like I've always had a job. So I had a job. I used to work with kids that were in the foster care system. And so I started doing, you know, TikTok videos. And at the same time, I was working, you know, a 9 to 5 job. And I loved it. I loved this job. You know, I work with kids that were in foster care.
It was
I,
flexible. I think that's what you
yes,
loved most about it, because you could do the content creating and be at home and, go to work as well.
correct. Yeah. And that was the reason why I left working with the county to go here because I decided to put my eggs in one basket. And I told the wife I used to work with the county, and I told you, hey, I want to go hard at content creating and doing these TikTok videos and so on because I think it can go somewhere. So you gave me the blessings because obviously for those that know, when you're working with the county, you have these amazing benefits.
Yeah.
Amazing benefits. You know, my family's taken care of as far as like the benefits, medicals, dentals, and so on. And so thanks to you, you gave me that blessing to say, yeah, let's do it. So I went back to this job where it was flexible and it allowed me to, create these TikTok
Don't say
videos.
thanks to me like I have you on a reign or something.
No,
like,
but
on a leash. I gave you that push, you mean?
Well, you gave me the blessings because I mean, I'm not just thinking of me. I'm thinking of, both
Yeah.
of us, right? Like I want to make sure that you're okay with, with the transition and so on.
Well, of course.
And so, long story short, I'm working with these kids. I love this job. I'm giving back to the community, which is something that I truly loved. I got so
Very rewarding.
attached to these kids, and you get pregnant. She gets pregnant.
I go to labor.
No, you go on. You weren't working. You haven't
No, I
been
wasn't working,
forever.
but not that I get pregnant, just that
Baby was born.
the baby was born. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know why I was
I-
blanking. The
I
baby was
went-
born. Yes.
Yes, I went on baby bonding time at that time. This was early in the year, February. Our daughter was born in February, so I start my baby bonding time. I get 3 months of baby bonding time or whatnot. So throughout this baby bonding time, I casted for this movie. My manager Bill Shady, shout out to my big dog. I know you're watching this, but Bill is my manager. So Bill was the one that said, "Hey, look, I got this movie role that I want you to audition for." So I auditioned for the movie role. I didn't hear anything for so long, like months go by. It felt like, and I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, you didn't think that it was gonna be what it came to be. You didn't think you got the role.
100%. I thought like, and I was okay with it. I just didn't think that I got the role. I wanted the role because I already knew who was going to be in this movie. Remember? And so I get the call. I get the call. Hey, look, the strike is about to happen. The current strike that's happening now with SAG and the actors is about to happen. If we're gonna do this movie, they're rushing to make this movie happen. So we need to go. You got the role, so I get the role, and basically saying, hey, in 2 weeks, you need to fly out to Mississippi to record this role.
For 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks. For 3 weeks. So obviously I'm excited, but I'm supposed to go back to work.
Yeah.
I'm supposed
Literally, like, I think the week that you start,
Yes.
you were supposed to go back to work.
This is how the world works.
It's so weird.
It's like the Monday I started filming was the Monday I was supposed to go back. So here I go, being all honest, with my employer, right? Like, mind you, I'm a good worker. I was always there. I was always doing the most.
Why you lying?
I was. Baby, look, man, I know my old supervisor's probably watching this, but I'm not going to throw you guys under the bus. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but I felt like, you know what? I could be honest. So I called HR. I call HR and I tell them, I probably should have told them, I should have lied probably and said, hey, my wife, is not ready to be alone, medical issues. Because remember, you did have some sort of medical issue. Remember you?
I think you could, if you wanted to, say something about depression. I think that gives you an extra, I don't know.
Who knows? But I
something
wasn't
like that.
I wasn't thinking about lying. I was just thinking of I was just so excited that I got this role. So I call HR and I tell them my situation. The HR lady's like, well, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. She goes around the bush. Well, let me get back at you. Let me talk to upper management. So I'm thinking I'm okay. I'm like, look, I just need 3 weeks. I need 3 weeks right? That's all I need. I'll come back as soon as I'm done. I just need 3 weeks to go film this
Well, there's a
movie.
lot of people that said that that's a lot of time, and I really don't think so because vacations could be a week too. But if you combine your vacation with your sick time and everything, it's about 3 weeks that people give. So I don't think it should have been an issue personally.
I didn't think so either, especially not even that though. I didn't think it was an issue because they knew I was doing videos, right? Like my managers and coworkers. And I was always on time. I was always doing extra work that I wasn't even supposed to be doing, right? Like I was doing other people's jobs.
Yeah.
I was training people. I was doing the most. Like I was so reliable. So I didn't think nothing of it. So then I get the call back and they're like basically telling me, no, like you can't, you have to come back or you're gonna have to resign. And I'm like, well, I don't want to resign. Like I want to come back, you know. I tried working around it, but they were so adamant, like, no, you either come back, resign, or you're gonna have to get terminated and so on. And that was just like a gut punch. Like it felt like I was in a high, like, damn, I'm about to be in this movie. But now it's like I have to make a decision. Like this is my 9 to 5 job. This is a job that pays some of the bills.
Yeah, it's like you did not expect. You expected to shoot the role and then go back to your job. Like you
Yes.
didn't expect to not have a job when you get back. So it's
I
like you have to
didn't.
then emotionally prepare for that
Like
and what is it called? Financially as well. Like
yes.
can you even leave this job and be okay?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's like a huge roadblock.
I just wasn't expecting it because, you know, I love the job. And like you say, yeah, the financial stuff, like it's some sort of security, right? Like social
Yeah.
media, like it's not secure. It's not a for sure thing all the time. So it was a decision that I had to make. Do I go film this movie and
Miss
quit
out
my
on a
job?
great opportunity too.
Right, miss out on that opportunity, or do I go back to work and just say no to the movie? And it was hard because I felt like, how can I explain it? Like I felt like they were lying to me, and this is where I feel like it really hurt coming from this company that like they've known me and I know the managers, the supervisors, the director of
You
the
gave so
company,
much time and energy too.
so much time and energy, and it's like they're like, I'm thinking like, we need to. They tell me I need to fill this role, but I'm like, I'm asking for 3 weeks. There is no way you're going to fill the role in 3 weeks. You have to put the position online. You have to interview for these people. You have to do a background check. You have to do
It could possibly take like 3 weeks. That could be the rushes, I would say. Maybe 3 weeks.
no, because it's like,
But that's to find someone. If they could have just waited for you for those 3 weeks.
man, they had openings when I was there, and they couldn't get no one
Yeah.
because like no one was applying, right? Like so, it's like possibly if there was an influx of people, you need a degree for this job.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you could just apply. I think that's the other barrier. And I'm like, you have to take a driving test, remember? Because I drive my
you
car.
drive the vehicle.
So as I put everything into perspective, it's like you're telling me you need to fill this role, my role, and you're giving me all these runarounds. But I know deep down it's like it takes more than 3 weeks to fill the role. I'm just asking for an extension of 3 weeks, right? You're not even paying me no more. Like it's like I'm on my own leave, like, and so on. So they were just lying to me, and that just kind of made me realize, like, as I'm making a decision, right, of do I take the role and quit my job, or do I go back to my job and not take the role? Something in my mind was just basically telling me that it was like a reality check saying like these companies will replace you like this, right? It
100%.
doesn't matter what I did. It doesn't matter how reliable I was. I never called out sick. Nothing, right? It's the politics of me feeling like I I think you guys are trying to let me go. It's a perfect opportunity to let me go so the company could save money
Yeah.
because the company's already struggling.
They're doing what's best for them. So
Yes.
therefore you need to do what's best for you.
Yes, if you put it that
So-
way. So I decided to take the movie, obviously.
But you
and
didn't resign either.
I didn't resign.
Yeah.
I was so hurt that I just didn't even reply back to them.
Yeah.
I didn't sign nothing, and I didn't even like. Obviously, they terminated me, but I didn't even apply for unemployment because you know when you get fired, you could apply for unemployment because you got fired. I didn't even do that because I mean I just didn't. I felt so hurt by them
Yeah.
that it was like, you know what, like that's so messed up. And the worst part is like such a close relationship with my supervisor. I didn't get a call from him like, hey, you know, I heard what happened.
Or
You know,
congratulations or something like
congratulations.
that. Yeah.
Nothing. You know, so that's what kind of hurt me, and it kind of made me feel like
Or even congratulations on your baby.
on my baby, nothing, nothing, nothing. And again, it just goes to show you how these companies you give your all to, like you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your life, you sacrifice holidays, birthdays, etc., depending where you work. And in a blink of an eye, you know, once you become a liability,
That's it.
they let you go. So it's unfortunate. So that's why we tell you, at least I tell people, like, take care of your mental health. Like, don't put your job in front of.
Take care of yourself first and just
Yes.
know that, yeah, you'll easily be replaced.
Take a
in
day off,
Yeah.
right?
No, yeah, don't.
Call
I
off
mean,
sick.
obviously, if you need the OT, work the OT, but I mean, try not to work so much and kill yourself for a job or miss out on precious time with your children.
Yes, because the day can come where you give 20 years of your life to a company
And they'll treat you like shit.
and that, and they will let you go and they will replace you.
Yep.
You know, you remember that one quote where they was talk about how, like, if you die today, your employer will have a job opening
The next
tomorrow.
day, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate. So, anyways, I let go of the job and I went to pursue
For
this
this,
short dream,
the short dream.
like this short dream, because it wasn't always a dream of mine to be in
Oh,
movies.
yeah. That
What I'm trying to say is like it's a short dream of mine. That meaning like it became a
hasn't
dream.
been a long-term dream. It's been a
No,
short-term
it wasn't a
dream.
lifelong dream.
Yes, there we
You
go.
know, because I never thought I could be in movies
Yeah.
or in shows, and I wasn't in a.
It wasn't like reality for you, in other words. It wasn't
No.
realistic, so you never
No.
thought it to be something.
Yeah, you 100%. There was
Yeah.
never realistic. Like I love TV, I love movies, but I never imagined myself being in a
Yeah,
movie.
as a kid, I think everyone has like these unrealistic dreams. Oh, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this, I'm gonna do that. But you know, once you get older, like, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, and
You gotta
acting
do
wasn't
that.
even one.
Yeah,
You know, it
exactly.
became a reality when we started doing TikTok.
But guess what?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please get to the juicy part of this actual movie? 'Cause
Yes.
we don't want to hear about you getting fired, okay? Really.
How I
Like,
get
yeah, it
fired on
sucks.
my time off.
Literally, it freaking sucks. But
It
on to
does.
big and better things, okay? So push that to the past where it belongs. Let's move forward. Let's announce this movie.
Yes.
Let's announce the movie title. What's the name of the movie?
The name of the movie that I'm gonna be coming out in. It's supposed to come out on December 1st.
Can you do one of those?
I don't want to press it because remember it stops recording
Aw,
it, so I don't want to
damn.
do it. But
We gotta figure that out.
Yeah, we do.
Bing, bing, bang.
Bing, bing, bang. So the name of the movie that I'll be coming out at the end of this year is How the Gringo Stole Christmas.
Say it again one time.
How the Gringo Stole Christmas, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Oh my God, it's been so hard keeping that a secret
Yeah.
for so long. Like you can't tell nobody what's the name of the movie, who's in the movie. Like everything's been like a secret.
Yeah.
This whole
so now
time.
it feels like some weight's been lifted off your shoulder. Like,
Well, you obviously knew.
yeah, I did. But I'm saying, like, leading up to the movie, now that you're able to start announcing things, getting
Yeah.
ready for the movie, it's like it's setting in. It's reality setting in. It's a journey.
Yes. It does feel that way because it's like we shot this movie like in June. We're in November right now, so this whole time it's like you know about it. You're going through the process, and it's
Especially
like
if it's your first time movie, it's just a little like it's too long because
Yes.
most movies they film like a year, you know, in advance,
Right.
and then they release it. This
can
has
you
only been a
imagine?
short term, yeah.
imagine like holding on to a name of
Yeah.
the movie for over a year.
Yeah.
Jeez, like no, this everything kind of moved fast for this right here, but it is my first movie, so it kind of felt like
felt
I
long.
announced I was gonna be in a movie, so some people know I was gonna be in a movie. And when I do see people, it's like, hey, so what's the name of the movie? When's the movie coming?
out? When's this? When's that? Yeah.
And it does make me happy that people ask that because it's like they're invested
Yeah.
in my journey of this TikTok individual guy that started making silly videos with my beautiful wife. And now it comes full circle and I got an opportunity to be in a movie. which is so
Yes.
amazing how the gringo stole Christmas. That's so
Oh,
cool. December 1st is when the
it's
movie
gonna be
comes out.
airing. Yes,
Is when the movie comes out.
December 1st is coming in. Where is it gonna be at? Do you know?
So, like, to my understanding, right now it's gonna be streaming on demand, so you'll be able to buy the movie. But it is a Christmas movie. It's a comedy Christmas movie, feel good movie. But the movie's coming out December 1st. On
Great.
like
You'll know
you'll
when
be
we
able
get there.
you'll be able to
Okay.
purchase it on your TV and watch it. So it's
So
amazing.
that's amazing. I'm excited that you got to announce that to the world.
I know, I know.
How was your experience? Like I
Ah,
obviously know a little bit of it. You've told me
it
some, but like just
like experience in
going
what way?
into it, like the acting part, is it easy? Um just everything. Like how is it exactly? Like take
It's
me from the top.
it's a different world when like for actors like it's no joke.
It
It's
seems fun though. It's not.
it can be, but it could be very like stressful too. You know what I mean? I think it all depends like where you're shooting, where you're like we were shooting in Mississippi, so it was very very hot. All of my scenes took place outside, so it's the middle of the summer. If you
Yeah,
know
June is hot.
down south or July or whatever, I think it was right before July, because I came back before 4th of July. But if you know a little bit about Mississippi, is so hot. So I'm in the middle of Mississippi outside and it's so hot out there, so that part is, it wasn't very pleasant, but it's very hard. Like I got to experience, what the actors go through as far as like the hardships, because it's not easy. Like you're remembering your lines, and it's not even about remembering your lines. You're also remembering cues. You have to remember when that person finished his line, certain facial expressions. You know what I mean? When you're shooting the movie, you don't even shoot it like boom, boom, boom. You're like,
Oh, it's
today.
not in order?
It's like not even in order. It's like one day you get there on a Monday morning, our first day of shooting, and you get a list like, "Hey, you guys are. We got there in the weekend. You guys are starting to shoot on Monday. We're picking you up at 6 in the
Oh, so
morning to
you
do."
can't even remember your lines in order. It has to be like
You got to remember your lines. Yes.
entirely.
So the day before, you basically get this sheet of like what it's going to be
Oh, they
recorded
prep
the
you the
next
before.
day.
Okay.
So you kind of get an idea of like what scenes you're gonna be recording.
Okay.
So you kind of guess you could prepare as far as like go through your lines and so on. But before that, like when you're casting for a movie, you're basically have to remember all your lines, and you're in front of this camera and you cast for it. That's one way. That's casting part. Then from there, you obviously now have to continue remembering your lines, because time will pass. So you have to know your lines going into the shooting, and it's not in chronological.
Chronological.
It's not in order. So
Chronicle. You have me messed up.
chronological.
Chronicle. Chronological order. I don't know.
So it's not in order.
It's
Not
not
in
in
order.
order.
But you get from a day before, you'll see what time you go in. So some days you don't shoot, some days you do shoot. You kind of find out the day before. At least this was my experience, right? Like I don't know if this is for everywhere, but the day before we basically got a sheet. Hey, these are the
Call
scenes.
sheet. I think
The
it's
call
called,
sheet,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
The call times and the call sheet, like what time they're
Chronological.
Oh, you're still thinking of that. This girl's still thinking of that damn word. But you basically
Chronological.
you basically find out the day before what you're shooting, right? And so you kind of prep that way, right? And then there's days that you don't shoot, and then it's hard because there's days that you go shoot and they pick you up at like 7 in the morning. You might start shoot. You go and get makeup, hair, whatever, change into your outfit, and then you go record. Let's say 9 o'clock in the morning. You finish your scene, and then they send you back to like the holding house, what they would call it, and you might sit there for another 2-3 hours before the
for the
next
next scene to
scene
film.
that
So you're
I'm
just
coming
like
out in.
on call, in other words.
So I'm just sitting around waiting for that time. It's like it's a trip, because it's kind of like a school thing. Like there's lunch, so like at 1 o'clock lunch,
Everyone goes to
everyone
lunch.
stops working.
Yeah.
They pick you up and they take you to where they were holding, the
I
lunches and stuff.
forgot. Like, how was it working with the actors? Who's gonna be in this movie? First of all, we didn't announce that. Like, and how was working with them?
So I think the cool part about this movie is that it's like 99% Latino. So the actors are basically all Latinos that are in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously how the gringo, there's one, Caucasian individual. And so the writer is Latino, the director, Angel, he's Latino. Obviously, like I said, the actors, they're all Latinos. So that was one cool thing about this movie. The next cool thing as to like why I really wanted to take this like role, like I was remember when I kind of got like the list of like who would be the actors. I was like, I want to be in this movie because the
Because
main actor in this movie is
because
George Lopez. Like that's that to me right there. When I saw his name, I was like, wait, George Lopez is gonna be the main actor.
I would have been like, what?
I was like, I wanted it because my thing was like coming out in a movie. There was at one point it became a goal of mine, right? It became a goal of ours, getting in a show, getting in a movie. But my thing is, I didn't want to come out in a movie that um there was upcoming actors like myself and everybody's upcoming actors. No
You
one
mean
knows who it is.
just upcoming actors?
Right,
Yeah.
right. That was my thing. Like I'm like, I don't want to be in that position where like no one's gonna see it. Like it would be cool to be in a movie with like known actors,
Hmm.
right? Because I think that would help me overall.
And especially
So
George Lopez, like for the Latino community, everyone like freaking
everyone
watches
knows
him,
George
knows who he
Lopez.
is. Like
Yes, and not
it's a
only
huge
that,
thing.
like there's just not the movie is filled with a bunch of amazing, actors. So obviously we'll go a little bit more into um um how was my experience with George Lopez, but George Lopez's wife is Marina Trevino.
Okay.
So Marina
That's what's
Trevino,
her name from I think her name is Marisol.
is it? Was it? I don't know. You might be better
I think her name
from
was Marisol and
from
Otto.
from Otto, the movie. Is it A Man Called Otto?
A man called Otto, yeah.
So okay, so you guys, if you guys haven't watched that movie, it's so good, and that's where I known her from when
Let's
they.
not take away from our movie or
No,
your
but
movie.
I won't. But it's a great movie. But when I saw that she was, in it's another amazing actor that I just found out about, and I, fell in
We
love
had
with.
just watched it
We had
like
just watched the movie.
maybe like within a month prior to you finding out that she was going to be in the movie. So it was
Yeah,
like, oh my God, we
that's
loved
like
her.
bam, like dude, that's like wow, like I fell in love with her in that movie, right? Like she did such a great job, So then you have, Jack Kilmer that plays, Leaf in the movie. He's, obviously the gringo that steals Christmas, and he's from the Kilmer family. Like he has a bloodline of
Actors.
actor, yeah, his dad, right? And then you have Emily Tosta, which I would be 100% honest, I wasn't aware of who she was, but everyone told me like, oh, she comes out in
The Mayan, I
the
think,
Mayan show. So it's like that's obviously she's an individual that is
has a rap
established
sheet.
and
Yeah.
has a rap sheet, her resume,
Hmm.
and amazing actor. Then we have Alma Martinez, which Alma Martinez. Remember that one movie, Gentrification,
Hmm.
show on Netflix?
Hmm.
She plays the grandma in our movie,
Yeah.
and another amazing name. Her name is Alma Martinez. You guys should look her up. And then obviously we have Romina Beniche, which is the wife of
Oh,
Angel,
that's what I was
the
just about to
director.
say. The director's
Yes,
wife
another amazing, individual that's coming out in the movie, and she has a bloodline of,
of actors and stuff.
actors in her family or artists in her family,
Dope.
something's along the line. And then obviously you have, myself,
The Three Stooges.
and we have the Three Stooges, myself, Jairo from the Mexican Way is, and Justice,
Legend.
Legend from TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So we're basically the Three Stooges, the three writers that are coming from the social media world,
Hmm.
and so that was kind of cool being able to go into this movie set with some people that I know.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Especially from childhood, like growing up. I know you watched the George Lopez show.
Yes, 100%. Like you know, and so that's like a staple. That name
Household
alone, like it's
staple.
a household staple,
Hmm.
household name that I wanted to make sure like I did everything I could to get on this movie, and Yeah, it was pretty cool working with him.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
was he? Like, how was he professional? Did you guys have a great vibe? Was there good chemistry, or was he just like a stuck-up prick?
He was a stuck. No, I'm just no. 100%. I would not lie about this. So going into this movie, you have his name, and we're doing you do the reading, right, of the movie. You do the reading, and he's on there. So you're like, okay, this is really happening. He's really on the movie. We're all on Zoom
Oh, the
reading
table read
the
that you're
table
talking about.
read.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're
yeah.
like,
So
okay, this is really happening. You start feeling like, okay, this is becoming a reality, right? Like
reality
I
sets in.
already quit the job, right? Like now it's just I'm on sync. Like I'm a full-time content creator. I'm about to be this
I'm about to be a freaking
actor.
Brad Pitt of an actor. You thinking? I'm
I'm
sure.
about to show off, and I'm about to my world's about to change.
I'm about to
And
prove my job. Who the hell? Who the hell they just fired?
why they let me go?
Why they let you go?
I'm about to pull up the next day with eggs and eggs a building, you know, like I'm in a movie with George Lopez, motherfucker, you know. But anyway, so answer your question, like you obviously George Lopez, like I've in social media, I've been around. Obviously, when we've gotten invited to like the red carpet, you're kind of around certain celebrities, right? Like but you're not in the same room like this, right? So in my mind, obviously there was that whole scandal of like what happened with the other comedian, and you kind of get that stigma in your
Yeah, yeah,
head.
yeah. Going
you
into
know?
it kind of gave you a bad mouth, a
Well,
bad taste
you
in your
just
mouth.
don't know what to expect. Like, is he really, mean? Is he not? And you just don't know what to expect from actors. There's been some actors that I've been around, or famous people that are kind of like douchebags and stuff. So you just don't know. But I would say like going in there, and being in the same like presence and room, like the first time that he like walked up, um, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Like such a
Respectful.
cool, respectful, cool guy. Like, we're obviously kind of like a little timid because in the movie, our interaction a lot of the times is with him. So we're like on set, we're about to go
So
with
you're
him,
intimidated to a certain extent.
You're a
saying.
little, yeah, because you're like, he's about to come out in The Beetle, right? Like these big movies, he's big shows that he's in, and he's the main actor. At the end of the day, he's the main actor, so you don't know what to expect. But he was so down to earth. Like there was times that well, first off, when he walks in there, he made us feel
Sorry,
comfortable.
when you say down to earth, do you mean like humble or just like
Yeah,
outgoing?
super humble,
Yeah?
like super humble guy, funny, like just funny, like like right away we're like, man, this was cool.
Yeah.
Like he made us feel comfortable. We're not shooting yet. We're just standing, getting ready to shoot when we're meeting him. And obviously you have the directors and all the camera people like button up because it's like, all right, the main actor's here. Let's button up. And with us, we're just kind of like, okay, well, we're the actors. They obviously didn't treat us like that, but
So you noted the shift in the
Oh,
environment as soon as he
yeah.
came in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you just notice it, man. The food got better.
Yeah.
Put it that way. The food got better. They
I
cranked
know
up.
you complained
they-
about the food a lot.
they cranked up the AC. The makeup ladies were doing our makeup every 10 seconds. Like it was like, okay, big time is here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But he made us feel so comfortable. Like right away telling jokes. Right away, just kind of he made us feel like we knew him.
Yeah.
And I think like he felt proud for us because he knew our story. So he felt proud, like, keep doing what you guys are doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he
That's
obviously
dope.
came from, a rough upbringing, like a lot of us, like myself. So he definitely gave us like that, courage. And just on set, it was so much fun with him.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
I
Like,
wouldn't expect that, to be honest with you.
oh my
I don't know.
goodness.
You just read so much stuff.
No,
like you
dude. Like
said, so I
it's
just
like
would not expect
no.
it.
I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but I got surprised and just how fun he was. Like he's just naturally funny,
Oh.
so naturally funny. We're in this scene where we're about to get like going
Yeah,
with
so
him.
like you have a lot of scenes of interaction with him. Like how was that? Like was it good chemistry?
Well, like,
was it
yeah. Like what you like I'm sorry to cut you off because it just makes me so happy and excited to like jump into it. But it's like we obviously I memorized my script.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but I mean, what they gonna do? Fire me?
Yeah.
Like the movie's out already,
Yeah.
but it's done. But
Get fired on your day off. On your
They
on
cut-
your day off again. They cut your line.
they cut my line. So we're like we're about to start this scene with George, right? This is our first scene, right? Mariana, she gets a stomach bug.
Oh,
So
okay.
she was supposed to shoot first with him. She calls out basically, "Hey, vatos, like you guys are up. You guys are shooting first with George Lopez."
That's your characters.
The vatos, right? So
What's your name again?
I'm Almighty, right? So we're about to get going, and we're nervous because it's
Why'd you
just
say Lucky?
oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm Almighty. My bad. My bad. I'm
Oh.
Almighty. That's my role. I'm my bad. So I'll cut that off.
Yeah. I'm
I'll
like,
bleep
wait.
that off. But so I'm Almighty. But this is a funny story. So we're on this like, we're about to start, right? And we're nervous because like we know our lines. We're like the night before, we thought we weren't shooting that Monday because we were supposed to be off that Monday. Mariana was supposed to be
So
shooting
they
with
hit
him
you guys with some unexpected.
at the end of the night,
Yeah.
dude. Like we're over there, taking one. We're off the next day, so we're having a good time. We
Chilling,
we
relaxing.
got to like know each other. We're playing Uno. We're having a good time, and then like at 9 o'clock at night, hey, you guys are coming in tomorrow. You guys are shooting with George Lopez.
Oh,
So we're
God.
like, fuck. So now we're like stressing out, going over our lines, like rehearsing.
You guys stayed up late as shit.
We
You guys
stayed up
couldn't even
late.
sleep because you was tossing and turning the whole night.
Yes.
Oh my God, we gonna film with George Lopez.
Yes, you know what I mean? Like, that's exactly the feeling. And so
Like your butt was all clenched and everything too, I bet.
it was more than clinch, I'll tell you that. It was nerve wracking because we had already shot, so we got some of the nerves out,
Yeah.
right? Because we had already done some scenes, so we already kind of know how the water moves. But now we're shooting with George, right?
Yeah.
Like with a scene with him. And so we get there and you do this rehearsal run first. Like you don't say action and they record. Like, no, you kind of go through it first, right? And, my line, I pop off, this car, and I won't say the line because I want you guys to see the movie. But, I say my lines. And this for George, like, obviously I kind of know his lines, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
because you
him,
have to
then
go
me.
based off him.
Yeah, it's like me, him, me, so you kind of are, you're in sync. This fool said something else that wasn't on his lines.
Oh, it wasn't on his script.
No, like he stayed to the script, but he moved some lines around and he finished different. So
He kind of went with the flow and just kind of
he
like
ad-libbed
tweaked it.
he did his thing, but that's
Yeah.
what makes him great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I froze. I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh,
like,
oh no.
like wait, that wasn't on the. Wait, hold on, And,
But you didn't say anything.
no, I froze.
Yeah.
Like I froze, like.
But you didn't tell him, hey George, that wasn't no.
No, I just kind of looked at the director Angel, and I'm like a little puppy, like
What?
what I don't remember I must have not gotten that script.
Do they give you like, I know I've seen it before where they like have your line out and do they tell you
that's
your
TV.
line? Oh, that's TV.
Well, you could actually, like, if you don't remember your line, you could say line, or you could say I forgot what the word is, and there's someone in there with a book.
Oh.
He's just walking around with the script,
Mm.
and he's just following. And if you say, like, if you mess up, and you're like line, like I'm just
Yeah.
saying line, right? He'll tell you your line. And you're
Got
like,
you.
okay,
That's
so
cool.
So that's kind of cool. So that's his job.
So
This
that
fool
fool-
just walks around with a folder.
That fool George Lopez just like did his own thing, did it his
Yeah.
way. No one told him nothing.
Well, it's not. He stood to it, but obviously I've never worked with him.
Yeah.
But that's what he does.
Yeah.
He puts his spin to it, right? So when you see George in
Makes
this
it
movie,
more authentic to himself, which
to
makes
himself,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm so caught up on like staying in the lines
Yeah.
because it's my first time. I'm not trying to like switch nothing.
No, yeah.
Right? Like you tell me to jump, I jump.
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes this movie cool, and that's what makes him who he is, because he's able to really put his little how he does
His
he does
little,
little
yeah.
things or certain
little
like jokes
tics.
that he does.
Yeah.
There was times that he'll say things that weren't on there that will make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So that time, obviously, the director comes and he's like, all right, fuckers, like, all right, guys. So, he's learning George too.
Yeah.
So George is gonna ad lib here and there, or he's gonna add his own spin to his thing. So don't freeze, go. like, you know what I mean? So he gave us that little freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, dude, that's what we do. We improv. Me
Yeah.
and you improv,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the other guys improv. So
Yeah.
we were like, hell yeah, that
So it
dope.
wasn't so uptight after
It
he
wasn't
came
so
in,
uptight,
which
and it
is
would just be
dope.
funny because there would be times that this fool like, would drop lines, and we're like in the middle of shooting, and he'll say something like that wasn't in the thing, and he'll add a little joke, and it'll make me laugh. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like damn, that was good, Like this fool one time said like it didn't make the movie, so I could say it, but he's like, you remind me of that little guy I have in my truck, like the little guys with the
The
head, the
ones
little
with the
baby.
bobbleheads, I think they're
Yeah,
called.
like
Yeah, that's
things like
funny.
that. He would just say lines that were funny. So I think that right there, obviously, kudos to him, and I give him his flowers because I think that's what he's done, and that's why he's where he is, because he's so talented, he's so creative, and there's nothing like him. You know what I mean? He was so cool. We were able to like kick it off with him. He never wanted to. I'm talking so much about George, but I'm
I
giving him
know.
his
I was just
flowers.
about to say, like,
But he in the holding house, he didn't want to be in his room, in his private room. He wanted to come and sit outside
so
with
he's
us.
outgoing. That's cool.
Yeah, he wanted to be with us. He wanted to be a part of the team, and so cool. He gave us
Dope.
pointers, took pictures with us, and
That's dope.
very
So that
very
probably
cool
made your
experience.
whole experience for sure.
Yeah.
But I would like to just ask you more about your characters, because you kind of said that you were the Three Stooges. Like, so like what exactly do you mean by that? Like,
So-
there's three what?
So-
Like,
so
it's
we
the Gringo
bas-
Stole Christmas. So is
Yes.
it like
So that's the thing. I
give
don't
me
want to
the
say so
whole-
much about it.
No?
But I'm hearing you like, and I could like, yeah, like my thing is like I want to also give the viewers like I don't want to tell them the storyline so much.
Okay.
Because I want them to see the trailer. I want them to see the movie and know like kind of be a little surprised. But I'm obviously like I said like we're these Hispanic characters that are like basically these three stooges that hang out in the front, and
Okay.
we're always joking around, and no one takes us serious. And
Okay.
I have a nickname, Almighty. The movie's based in East LA, so you could kind of put your twos and twos together. And shortly, the trailer will come out, and I'll announce that so you guys could watch it. But beyond that, I mean, it was just amazing experience that I will never for sure forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah,
And
that
how
was
did
it.
you like Mississippi?
Mississippi's different. I like the Waffle House.
Yeah.
I liked Whataburger was good. Waffle House was the best, but Mississippi's different. Like it's so hot and so humid out there. It's so different than anything that I know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
I don't think you've been anywhere southern before, so it kind of probably took you by surprise for sure.
it's a big culture shock too, for sure. It's very hot. Like I wouldn't want to go in the summer.
Yeah.
Like I would rather go in the winter. But that's where the movie was, filmed for 3 weeks. So being away from the family, that was probably the hard part.
How was that being away from your family for 3 weeks, especially Zaya, because she was so young?
Yeah. Do you want to sit with us, Baba? Okay, come on. But just don't press no buttons, okay? We're going to bring my little guy in here. Come on, baby boy. Come on, baby boy. Just don't press no. Come on, look at this chulo. Oh, watch. No. Don't press no buttons. Go over here with your mom. Go over here with your mom. Don't press no buttons. Oh, my God. Look at this. You got him, Vic? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay. So don't fall, Baba. So, you want to say hi? We're talking about the movie. Just say
We're
hello.
talking about the movie that you watched. Remember, you watched a movie,
The movie
with
that
Baba
you.
in it.
Let's not press no button. Okay,
Hello.
okay. So now let me watch this. So basically, where did you lift off?
You being away from the family for 3 weeks.
Yeah. So
how was that?
Okay, Papa, but you gotta let me talk, okay? As I'm talking right now.
can mute it.
So, basically, that was the hard part. Being away from the family for 3 weeks. My daughter was 3 months old at the time. 2-3 months old at the time, and that is very hard. So I give that like. That's the hardest part, I think, for actors, right? Because I don't have to ever leave the house. So those 3 weeks being away, like I miss Father's Day. I wasn't, Papi.
It's muted.
I wasn't at home, and there was challenges. There was the first couple nights. One of the nights I cried, right, because I never been away from my family for so long. So that was the hardest part of the whole thing, really just being away from the family. Like I said, like there was a night that I did, feel emotional, and I cried, and I even cried, to Bill, because I had never left my family for that long.
Yeah, I couldn't
You
even
know what I
imagine,
mean?
especially because you were home for already 3 months
Right.
with both the kids at the
Yeah.
house, you know what I mean? And us. So, like, to
Yeah.
then just go from like not seeing us every day, like that must have been a really hard transition. And especially in the middle of nowhere with, people that you are familiar with, but not too comfortable with. It
I
was
don't,
a very hard transition for us as well, too. Like,
yeah, I know. Oh my
I was
God.
home alone with the kids for 3 weeks. No, I went to Chicago with both of the kids, to Illinois with both of the kids 1 week, and then 2 weeks by myself here. I was going crazy.
Would
It
you
was
let me
hard.
do another movie?
No,
That's
probably
it.
not.
So I'm
Nope.
only coming out of one movie. So yeah,
So
so
one movie. So y'all better make this
yes,
the best
it
outcome, the best ratings.
yes.
Y'all all better tune in because this is the last movie he's gonna be in.
Yeah, so that with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up. But yes, that's one of the things. That's the only thing that I definitely ask you guys to please do. Like, there was a lot. It took a lot to make this movie happen, given the strikes and everything happening and going on. So obviously the movie's not coming out on theaters for who knows political reasons, who knows what's going on. That's just something that I don't get myself involved in, and it's not even my business really. But the movie is coming out on streaming services, and then from there is going to come out in some sort of like app,
Streaming
hopefully
service.
streaming service. But it's gonna come out on TV. You'll be able to buy it December 1st.
So
and
streaming demand and streaming
Streaming on
service.
demand,
The
yeah.
streaming service is not announced as of yet.
Yes.
Once you do know it, you will announce it.
Yes.
How the Gringo Stole Christmas.
How the Gringo
out
Stole
on
Christmas.
December 1st, baby.
So please do us a
Sorry.
favor. Please do us a favor and watch the movie, man. If you support me and you enjoy anything that I did, this is a dream come true for me. And this would definitely help us because it took a lot to make this movie. And obviously we're not getting the biggest marketing, budget to promote this movie. It's all kind of like happening through us. If you are looking for a good feel movie for the holidays, a Christmas
movie.
this is it. I promise you, I've watched it. It's funny. It's funny. It's really, really funny. You got George Lopez, like I said. He kills it.
Yourself. You kill it, baby.
Myself. And none of this would have honestly happened without you guys. The reason why I got in this movie and even considered to be in this movie was because of all the love and support and recognition that I got from you guys, our supporters. And for that, I will always, owe you guys a hug, a kiss, not a kiss maybe, but I will owe you guys, a big part of my heart because you guys make this happen. And I do want to tell you.
I was just about to say, I hope he mentions me because if he doesn't, I'm about to tell him.
And I do want to say before I say bye,
is
I do want to say thank you so much because this really like beyond our supporters, this happened because of you.
Aww.
Your support, your courage, your pushness that you push me to become better. You made this happen. Right? Like you should have been in the movie, right? I just want to say thank you to you because this happened because of you, right? Like we do the videos together. I don't do the videos by myself. We get the views we get also because of you. It's a 50-50, and I always say it like the boat goes as far as you take it. You're my backbone of the family. You're the backbone of our content creating. And honestly, like it really is because of you that this happened. And for that, I love you so, so much.
Thank
You're
you.
the best.
Y'all heard it, okay?
So thank you guys. How the Gringo Stole Christmas, December 1st. Make sure you guys watch it. Love you, baby.